No, I agree with you. Let's not do that.
Exactly.
You could let us know when you're going to start.
That'd be cool. Damn it.
It's so much more fun this way when you guys don't know what's coming. You knew it was coming, though, because I said I can't record that part. I got to delete it. You knew it was coming. So, welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. We got halfway through round 2. We're ready to talk about the rest of round 2. Round through on this episode. Round through?
Round through.
Round through.
Yeah.
Through round 3. Woo! Woo! All right, guys. Let's do this. AJ Brown.
Doing butt stuff. What?
No, that's not who it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. AJ Brown.
I know it is AJ Brown.
Is he just Corey
Out of
Davis
Ole Miss.
2.0?
Who, what?
Is he just Corey
No,
Davis
no.
2.0?
He's different. He's more of an inside guy.
So he is going to Tennessee.
Right. So he's
Corey Davis.
He's
2.0.
shorter. He's 6 foot.
Well, it says 6'1".
He could be
226.
really great with Ryan Tannehill.
Yes.
Marcus Mariota can't feel the right side of his body still.
So
Copy
I felt really bad because they had Mariota at the opening of the draft doing the thing, and then when Tennessee was on the clock, they're talking about Tennessee possibly taking a quarterback. I'm like, he was literally on the stage. You guys
That's
have
kind
no
of
heart for this.
insensitive. Yeah, that's a little insensitive. I don't think Tennessee was ever in the actually legitimately thinking about taking a quarterback. Though.
No, they have way more needs.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
do you think AJ Brown could be anything this year? Obviously, wide receivers take a little bit to develop, but
The only thing that's going to hold him back is his quarterback play.
not his offensive coordinator though. He's a Sean McVay guy, so you know what that means. He's an offensive genius.
False.
Not true.
What?
Yeah.
None of the Belichick guys are geniuses at all facets of the game, so let's not get into that.
He holds the school record. He broke it twice. So he broke his own record his last year. 1,320 yards, 85 catches, 6 touchdowns. He's the better of the 2 Ole Miss receivers that went in the second round. And I think he's a really solid receiver. And like I said, the only thing that I think is really going to hold him back is going to be his quarterback play. It is interesting, though, because they already have their inside guy. You know, Adam Humphries from Tampa. He's supposed to be the slot guy. And they got their outside guy, Corey Davis. And then they have Tawan Taylor.
Taywon Taylor,
who's also a field stretcher. So to me, it's very interesting that they chose him. I don't know exactly where he's going to line up, or someone's going to be the odd man out.
Probably Taywon Taylor.
Probably.
Been
Most likely.
underperforming. So
Four
I'll tell you guys
wide.
what really just happened to me. While you're talking about AJ Brown, I was looking over here at ESPN's what they talk about him, and what I read was Brown is a big slot receiver who is shitty for his size and frequency to make
they have his
defenders miss. But it says shifty. But at a distance, it looked like shit. I was like,
I'm like,
It
wow.
does say shifty. It was proofread by
Did
the people
Steve
at
Smith write
ESPN.
that?
Steve Smith wrote that.
I was like, did you get what Stephen A said about Kevin Durant? Because you know Stephen A is a huge Knicks fan.
Yeah.
I don't
So
care
he
about
said,
Stephen A.
he said, if he becomes a Knick, I will do whatever it takes. If I got to call him out for him to drop 30 a night, I'm calling him out every night. I will do whatever it takes for the Knicks to be good. I don't care. He's like, I got this platform and I'm going to use it to whatever I
Well,
got.
not trading Porzingis would have helped with that.
Yeah, whatever.
But
Porzingis is-
if they get
Porzingis.
if they get the first pick in the draft, it won't really matter. But we'll see.
All right. The next one up. This is actually kind of interesting.
Little sample size?
Yeah, a little sample size.
That's his name, Drew Sample.
For the record,
Drew
I wouldn't
Sample.
take AJ Brown in Dynasty or redraft.
I would take him in Dynasty for sure.
Heartbeat.
Would you?
Redraft,
I'm
he's
going
a
to.
lottery ticket.
If
In
he's
re-
there, I'm going
in redraft, he's a lottery ticket because you don't know what the quarterback play is going to look like. Mariota's shown flashes, but last year he couldn't feel his fingertips, which really does affect
He still
him.
can't feel his fingertips.
He's shown flashes of going to the bench.
and
Early on the
Tannehill,
line.
not good.
So, okay, Drew Sample, though.
He's not.
Tight end out of Washington going to the Bengals. The Bengals need a tight end. Tight ends have been good there if they stay healthy.
The Bungles.
They've had Tyler Eifert was good when healthy. Tyler Croft was good when healthy. Tyler something else because they seem like Tyler. I think they broke that streak finally. Said, hey, let's get a different dude than Tyler. Maybe that'll keep him from getting hurt.
He's going to be more of a blocking guy, and they're going to use Uzama, I think, as a receiving guy. He's the only one that they kept out of the Tylers, Croft and Eifert.
Healthy.
Yeah, so they kept Uzama. He wasn't a huge pass-catching guy in college out of Washington. He caught 25 for 252 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that was in his last season. That was his best season also, so I'm not expecting a lot out of him. He's a big tight end. He's 6'5", 255 pounds. He's going to be a blocker. I'm
But
not
if
expecting
he's blocking,
good big red zone guy.
those play action red zone things, Joe Mixon,
The release plays, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
some of that could help out. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, do I want anything to do with him now? But we'll keep an eye on him if I see usage going up and his targets.
The Red Rocket does need to perform this year to get a contract, so look for him to sling it to whoever's going to be open.
Oh, Red Rocket, Red Rocket, Red Rocket.
So let's bring up running back by committee, right? We got the Eagles.
RBBC.
They
Yeah, this
traded for
makes
Jordan
no
Howard.
sense to
Now
me.
they go out and get Miles Sanders out of Penn State.
My team, my boys, we are.
He's as a fast guy. I don't know what they're doing. I understand what the Eagles are doing. You get a bunch of guys who have a bunch of different talents, so you can use them effectively against the deep. But it sucks for fantasy because we don't know who's going to do what there, right? This is a second-round pick on a running back who, if we look in the history, second-round running backs usually get quite a bit of work.
I honestly think that the Eagles panicked and they said, fuck it, running back. And then they landed on Miles Sanders. There was no reason to draft him. Not this year.
He could be the opposite to Jordan Howard, who's a plotter, and this guy could be the third down guy, maybe.
I mean, maybe, but
He could honestly be a 3-down back. He's not.
They don't have Darren Sproles anymore. That he's still a free agent, so this could be the younger version of. I'm not saying it'll be Darren Sproles.
how old is Jordan Howard now?
This is
Howard's
his fourth year.
25, 26.
So he's not that old. He's in his
not.
prime. Still
This
in
is
his
two
prime.
young guys that they could
Yeah.
thunder and lightning it with, kind of.
That does
try this.
For fantasy purposes, that's always crap, though.
It sucks.
It's
for fantasy.
terrible.
For fantasy. For real
Look at
football,
Derrick
I
Henry and
understand
Deion Lewis. Like, Derrick Henry was okay, but Deion Lewis keeps eating up downs on him.
Played in the Big Ten, which had improved defensive plays. They've improved every year for the past few years. And he had over 1,200 yards rushing. So it's not like this guy's a slouch. The
No.
problem is he's playing for Philly. That's the problem.
Right.
He
Absolutely.
went to the
100%.
wrong team. I think he's a good player. Obviously, he's not the guy who came before him, but he's a good player, Saquon.
It feels like they were trying to trade out of this pick and didn't get to. Nobody wanted to. And then they like you said, they panicked and they didn't know what to do, and they took a running back.
Well, they took a guy they could use. They said, "Can you use him?" He's like, "Yeah, I can draw something up."
They
for you."
can, but I feel like they had other needs.
Well, they have plenty
So
of needs.
they could have used a defensive lineman. They could have used an offensive lineman. Any of those positions, which are probably a little bit deeper than running back in this draft. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me from a football perspective. Fantasy wise, though, maybe he does his
PPR,
thing.
maybe he can be something.
Maybe he shows flashes his first year. I would keep an eye on him. I wouldn't draft him right away.
He might be a guy. I'm going to watch and see. I'm going to see how they use him in the preseason. I'm going to see what comes out of camp. If any injuries happen to Jordan Howard, you're jumping all over this guy.
That's true. Because who is it? Corey Clement and is it Wendell Smallwood still?
Yeah.
Those guys aren't lighting the world on fire. They're not going to light the world on
Corey
fire.
Clement had a great Super Bowl run, which people thought he was something, and then he was
Right.
subpar the rest of the
But we know what those guys are. We've seen their ceiling. So at least with this guy, you have an unknown. You have really nice combine scores for him. So
Yeah. All right. Next up is the Chiefs.
Oh,
They traded and they got him a wide receiver, a small, fast wide receiver. Does that sound like anybody to you?
actually, the funny thing is that do you
He's
know
not that
how-
small, I should say. He's bigger than Hollywood Brown.
Mecole? Is that how you say
He's
his name?
5'10".
Mecole?
5'10". Do you
5'10".
know how tall Tyreek Hill is?
5'10",
Yeah, he's 5'10". He weighs 187 pounds. You know how much Tyreek Hill weighs?
190.
185.
Okay.
So
And he's a fast guy, too. He's a speedy, undersized receiver.
4.33.
And he's a return man.
What was Tyreek Hill's 40?
Well, he had
Anybody
a
know?
really fast 40.
Was he like 4.2 speed?
He's
kinda?
super. He played.
I mean, 4.33 is pretty quick.
That's really fast. Because what, 4.27 is the record?
yeah,
So there's not much off there.
he's still cruising.
So this post-draft analysis is pretty telling, actually.
You could start me at the 20, and he's beating me in the 40, probably.
I want me.
They say
some
he's an
McCall.
angle-destroying nightmare with the ball in his hands.
I want.
So
a
you
share
throw
of this
him,
guy.
you throw him a screen, you put him in open space, and this guy's gonna make it happen.
And
I
the
guess.
Walrus on his, when he looks at that Waffle House menu he's got in front of him.
Smothered curve and chunk.
give me some biscuits and gravy, and just inject
You
that
know,
gravy
and
right
he's-
into my veins.
That's why he keeps a mustache and just keeps that gravy on there. It's trickling down.
Flavor.
His mustache is epic, though,
It is.
and he rocks it. So I have
Well,
no
you know
issues
what they
with
said,
Andy
like
Reid
after
and his
he was
mustache.
winning from the playoffs, like he went on an interview and they said, "So what are you looking forward to in the offseason?" He's like, "Probably going to hit up some buffets and stuff like
Good
this."
for him.
Own it, dude.
I wish he would work on his clock management though,
Yeah, well,
but that's okay.
whatever. When
He'll
you got
never win.
Patty Mahomes just launching bombs down there, worry about clock management.
Yeah.
Bingo.
He had
And
to
then
do
your
it-
two of your best skill position players are gone now, essentially. So that's fine.
Yeah.
It'll buff out.
It'll
So,
bluff.
We'll see what happens with this. I mean, this is a very, this is the lottery ticket, probably of all the lottery tickets, because he's on the best offense so far at any of the wide receivers we talked about.
Yes.
Any of the offensive playmakers, best wide receiver, best situation he can fall in. Now, is he going to live with Tyreek Hill? Do I think he's going to be Tyreek Hill? No. I'm not stupid.
He has that potential. He has that
He has the
ceiling.
potential, but saying, oh, he's Tyreek Hill, the second coming. No, he's not. But could he be a top 20 wide receiver? Yes.
If he's
Yeah.
In that
85% of Tyreek Hill, they hit. That's a win.
And he returns. So if your league gives you points for return yardage or touchdowns, he has that as well. And they have really good stuff.
No, that's a good pick there, especially with the pending stuff with Tyreek Hill. So
this next one's gonna be fun. Let me get through it. He's a Stanford guy, so you know he's smart. JJ. I have no idea. Whiteside. I'm just going with the second last name.
think it's
Arcega?
Arcega.
Arcega?
I think it's
Arcega Whiteside.
We'll go with that.
He's going to the Eagles.
Stupid.
I hate this pick because you know what Carson Wentz does not like to use?
Receivers?
His wide receivers.
Weird.
If you told me
Yeah,
this
poor
dude was
Alshon
better-
Jeffrey just wasting away there, but when Foles.
Well, they have Deshaun Jackson now too.
A lot of mouths to feed on that team.
Yeah. So this guy
Dallas Goddard.
probably not going to be anything. Maybe he might be a slot guy, but that role is really Zach Ertz. Let's get that straight. So not too excited. Anybody excited? I probably wouldn't take a lottery, take a flyer on that guy.
No.
I think Wentz has gotten to the point where he's overrated. And you're right. He doesn't use his wide receivers.
Is
And
he
he's
still the better quarterback out of that draft class?
who's that? Wentz, Goff.
Wentz and Goff. Those two. The 1-2.
Out of those two,
Goff made it to the Super Bowl last year, but we all think Goff is fake. Is Sean McVay?
Wentz won a Super Bowl.
Well, he did.
not with him though.
Doesn't matter. Won it.
He
What's
was-
Goff's start percentage? Just on how many games he's played alone, I'd probably take Goff over him.
He's played
'Cause
every
at least
game.
he's playing.
He's played every game since he became the starter.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, I'd probably rather have Goff. Because why am I paying a dude to not play?
That's
That
a good
sucks.
point. It's a really good point.
You kind of want him on the field, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
Does it help? Because the Eagles, by Wentz going down, they won a Super Bowl. So
Yeah, but now they
Ipso
don't have
facto.
if so facto, it was better that he went down. So maybe
ipso facto. They don't have that guy to bail them out anymore.
Yep, they don't.
So
Okie dokie. Paris Campbell. I brought him up to the Colts on the last episode, so he's my favorite pick. He's got Andrew Luck, and there's still a need for a second wide receiver there.
he runs a 4.33. All right. Well,
It's pretty fast.
yeah.
It's like T.Y. Hilton fast.
And he's an Ohio State guy. I don't know if you know this guy, Michael Thomas. He was an Ohio State guy.
Was he?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
pretty good.
I wasn't aware.
I was actually not aware, but he is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of college football. You guys calm down, okay?
Well, that's the only reason I took Michael Thomas's rookie year because he's from Ohio
So to
State.
put this guy in that situation, you just mentioned how good of a situation. Who was the last guy we talked about?
Harden, Mecole Harden.
No, the guy
guys.
prior to that,
Yes.
the Chiefs guy. He drops into a great situation.
He can be the number 2, and this guy he doesn't have to be the number 1.
Right. Campbell drops into a really good situation. They have an excellent offensive line. Andrew Luck's upright. He can sling it.
And you got a quarterback who's not afraid to give you the ball again. Because we saw with Eric Ebron would drop a pass and he'll go right back to it. He's not afraid to throw it to you. He'll keep throwing it to you.
And they're going to throw it a lot. I know Marlon Mack's there. He's kind of going to be the bell cow back there. But they're going to throw it. They might not throw it 50 times a game, but Luck will probably be in the low to mid 40s probably every game, I would imagine. Just because of the nature of offenses in the league now. So he's probably going to get his share of targets. Probably a great situation. So I would definitely take him in Dynasty, and I would probably maybe a late like last round flyer on him in a redraft.
All right. So don't look. Or did you already look at the next guy? Don't look at the next guy, Josh. If you haven't don't do it yet, Eric. Don't want to look at the picture of him.
I already did.
I'm gonna read you an analysis of him, and you tell me
Of Campbell.
of the next guy. No.
Oh, the next guy. Okay.
Yeah. Isabella is an undersized receiver with a short arm, small hands, excellent top end speed. He has a burst to develop into above average route runner and willing to work the middle of the field. He's slippery open field runner with good explosiveness after the catch and running fly sweeps.
John Ross. Tavon Austin.
He's white.
Tavon Austin.
Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman.
Work the middle of the field.
Is that what they said, Julian Edelman?
Man.
No, they didn't. I don't know the comps to him, but
Is he
He's not a
he's a
UMass.
gym rat. He's scrappy.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
yeah.
The funny thing is they make fun of this guy, but he actually led the nation in receiving yards.
Yeah, out of UMass. Which, if you know anything about UMass, they produce wide receivers. They produce offensive talent.
Since when?
Since Marcus Camby.
Not
John
bad. We're not
Calvin.
talking about
So
basketball.
does Central Michigan. Antonio Brown and J.J. Watt played offense together there at the same time.
Okay.
J.J.
cool.
Watt was tight end. So
Anyway.
Google it.
So who are we talking about now?
So Andy Isabella, he's going to the Cardinals. We said they needed playmakers.
They got
This is
one.
Possibly another playmaker.
I think he's going to fall more in the same vein of Tavon Austin, a guy.
The problem is he's another slot guy, right? Christian Kirk was a slot guy. Larry Fitzgerald's a slot guy. I think he primarily fits as a slot guy in the NFL.
Who does UMass play? What division are they even in
St.
college?
John's, Villanova.
Those are good basketball schools.
But I'm guessing they're all
They're not
messing-
football
Villanova doesn't have a
schools.
football team.
So they're in
they
the.
do.
Are they in the
They do.
Atlantic Coast Conference?
No.
UMass is in the.
No, they're
No,
not.
not the
The FBS.
No, what was it?
But what is it now? FBS and what's the other one?
FCS.
Is it?
Yes.
No, I'm trying to think what division Temple was in when I was there.
They're in the FCS.
No,
They're the same thing as
right?
Southern.
But
Doesn't matter.
it's an Atlantic something. I can't
Never
remember.
graduated. It doesn't
All right,
matter.
but-
I said went there. I didn't say alumni. Good lord.
Do you
man.
think he could do anything in that offense
Be a golden eagle.
with Kyler Murray, with the new coach, with the new schemes, with him wanting to be air raid?
No.
Okay.
I
Would you
don't
rather
think-
have him or the next guy, DK Metcalf, out of Ole Miss, last pick of the second round, going to
At least I know
your
Metcalf-
Seattle Seahawks?
At least who's Seattle Seahawks?
I know they have the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, so
At least Metcalf can get off of press coverage. This other guy's got small hands. What does he say? Short arms
5'9".
and
and excellent top end speed. He's gonna get if he's under press coverage. Is he getting off the line? Probably not, because he's little.
Well, he'll play.
Yeah,
on the
but
third
who are you
best
going to
player.
press? Him, Larry Fitzgerald? You can't press them all.
Can't.
I don't think you need to press Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, he gets open, bro.
He gets open, but he's not gonna like.
He gets open.
Have you guys heard about the Larry Fitzgerald football camp you can send your kids to?
No, but that
Where
sounds
they
awesome.
pick random kids out of it and they'll say, "Do you want to play offense or defense against me? Do you want to try to catch the ball on me, or do you want me to try to catch the ball on you?"
He's probably a nasty corner.
Yeah, he throws the kids to the ground.
Just a
he
freak.
throws the
played against
kids
your
to the
kid.
ground.
Oh, he just chucks him, huh?
yeah,
but he is a genuinely a good human.
no, he's doing it to show them this is the difference between.
This is what happens when you play real football.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw you to the ground because I can do it within 5 yards of the
So
line.
DK Metcalf, you had some news earlier about Doug Baldwin before we started taping. The
Yeah,
last show.
so literally just saw it come across from Adam Schefter, ESPN, on Twitter. Doug Baldwin may have played his last down in the NFL due to the cumulative injuries. So not a lot of hope for him coming back to Seattle this year. So Josh will be shaving his head this year
Fuck me.
because Lockett will be getting
No,
the lion's
God,
share.
Please, no, 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 no,
Josh, give me the drops back.
no.
They don't have.
Lockett will be getting the lion's share of the targets there in Seattle.
But what about DK Metcalf? Do you think he can be something with Russell Wilson running around like a bad man?
if he learns how to run a route or two?
You don't need to run a route because Russell Wilson's going to run around the pocket
You
17,000
but
times.
you-
And all
okay.
you have to do, what Doug Baldwin did best was once the play broke down, he went to whatever side of the field Russell was on, and he got on the near
Doug
the
Baldwin did that.
Yes.
Nowhere in any scouting reports have I read about Metcalf being good at working back to the ball, working down the sideline,
That's what I'm saying.
any of that.
But you're saying he can't grow into that? This man got rid of all his body fat for the combine.
That's ridiculous.
You know how,
first
understand
of
how
all.
hard that is?
What was I going to say to his face earlier?
I don't remember.
Something ridiculous. I would
He was
still
a
say
ter-
it.
he was a terrible
I
player.
stand by my word in the last podcast. I will say whatever to him. However,
he's a physical specimen.
he's a specimen, but he can't run routes and he literally can't move side to side.
Yeah,
He can't.
No, his three-cone drill was trash.
Yeah, that
What was it,
dynasty-
7.3?
That mock that we did earlier wasn't that good. Remember when you took him like your 4th pick?
I did. I was
That
having some fun. I was having some
prime
fun.
DK Metcalf hype train though. Going.
Sure, absolutely.
That was when we thought he was going to actually be something.
Yeah,
Do
and
you
then
think DK Metcalf could finish higher than Tyler Lockett in the wide receiver rankings this year?
no, I don't.
I think it's possible.
You hope it's possible.
No, I think it's possible. I think it's possible because Russell Wilson's only going to throw the ball 40 times the whole season. So if 21 of them go to freaking Metcalf, then yeah.
They're all going to be for touchdowns though, because that's what he does.
Yeah. He's going to throw 40 times for 40 touchdowns. That's it. Boom. Done.
Perfect
Right.
pass.
Am I misreading the room, or is this all sarcasm? It feels like all
No,
sarcasm.
he was the. What was it? He was the most
Efficient.
efficient quarterback. He threw the least, but at the most.
Right.
touchdowns.
On third down and under pressure, he's incredibly efficient with the ball, which he is usually under pressure because that offensive line is god awful. Hopefully it's better this year. Do I think he's going to be better than Lockett? No. And they're a run first offense anyway. So Chris Carson.
I want to Can I introduce the next guy?
Yeah, go for it.
So next guy, so that's it for the second round. Now we're moving on to the third.
Moving on to the third round.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to go and look at a smaller school. They drafted
They
a guy
like
who's
smaller schools, though.
5'10", 183 pounds, pretty similar to a receiver they used to have. Not the fastest guy in the world, pretty similar to another receiver. they used
Tested
to
poorly athletically at the combine.
similar to another receiver they used to have. And, well, anyway, they drafted this receiver, this guy by name Deontay Johnson out of Toledo.
Calm down, John Green.
Whoa.
This guy.
He's one of my grinders. No, he had a good.
John Gruden, thank you for being in the NFL again.
Yes,
No, I need him commentating. So much better.
Monday night.
He's
is
pure gold from a football standpoint. I
better.
love it.
He had a decent season,
What a
only
terrible
49
draft.
catches, 761 yards. He had 8 teats. Not great, outstanding numbers, but if anyone can get something out of a wide receiver, I believe it would be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, the last time I saw 8 teats was at the farm on that pig.
On that pig, couple teats.
So they've drafted 4 future Pro Bowl wide receivers since 2009.
They are one of the best teams that
They're
scout
going to
wide
develop
receivers.
this guy. He will be something. As long as he stays out of trouble. Obviously, we've seen some of their draft picks not do so great with that. But, yeah, they'll develop him. He'll be good.
I like
Is
it.
Ben going to be around much longer, though?
Yeah, he just signed an extension.
I like
a
how you say
2-year extension.
I like how you say a small school. Toledo's a bigger school than UMass, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's on the
probably.
same level as like Central Michigan.
I mean,
which
I
they got in
don't
2020.
acknowledge the state of Ohio at all. So,
Well, because they can't spell it unless there's 2 of them in the room together.
well, right. And then Western
need
Pennsylvania
one fancy
/
guy to dot
Ohio
the I
makes me
the
sad.
marching band.
It just makes me sad.
All right. Next wide receiver, San Francisco, taking another one, Jalen Hurd. 6'5", 226. This is a big boy. He's a huge slot receiver with big hands and good length. I think they're really just going for red zone targets here because they need something in the red zone.
Well, if you looked at Garoppolo's stats last year, 7 touchdowns, 8 picks thrown to receivers. Kittle was his guy. That was his bread and butter.
His guy also was run out of bounds and don't try to lower your shoulder too. That probably would help his numbers. this
Tear
year.
that ACL.
That's right. So, I mean, obviously Jimmy G didn't, sorry, I didn't mean last year, but when Jimmy G has played, when he's been healthy, 7 touchdowns, 8 picks thrown to wide receivers. So they want to obviously get him some guys that can go up and get the ball, that are physical, that aren't going to give up those jump balls to the defense. And this guy seems like he's got all those crazy traits. Works the middle of the field well. Hasn't reached his potential as a route runner yet. So can they develop that? We'll see. I'm not really worried about him.
Nice little cliffhanger. Can they?
He's the Vegeta of route runners.
He's the Vegeta, the untapped potential. Wouldn't that be Goku, though?
Well, Goku always gets it and keeps surpassing.
Goku's the prodigy.
Yeah.
Even though technically Vegeta was the prodigy first. I was
All
just
right,
watching that
moving
movie
on.
this morning with the kiddo.
This was a nerd hour.
Sorry. We're sorry.
Let's get back on track.
Which one of those wide receivers would you rather have next year? Would you rather have Deontay Johnson or Jalen Hurd? If you had to pick one. They went back to back. So
I got to go with Johnson just because of what the Steelers do with wide receivers.
you don't think Washington and Juju are going to get in his way?
No, I think I'd rather.
No, they run 3 wideouts a lot, so I don't think it'll be a real issue. Jesse James isn't there anymore. They don't really have a tight end to play.
And
there.
San Francisco's got a
The Van
grip.
Stance is still there, right?
Yeah, but San Francisco's got a grip of wide receivers.
They
now.
do. And we'll see which ones emerge.
And a grip of running backs.
They got a grip of skill position. Man.
All skill positions. We don't even need defense.
Does Kyle Shanahan think he's playing 7-on-7?
Maybe.
I think so.
He might be of the mindset where he's like, I'm going to keep all these guys fresh, and they're going to have like a defensive line rotation almost.
Well,
they're going to play 60% of the snaps.
They were the most injured team last year, so maybe he's thinking, well, I lost 4 running backs last year. I lost 5 wide receivers. Maybe if I just get enough of them, it doesn't matter how many we lose.
Is that kind of a knee-jerk reaction to one bad year, though?
Yeah, Pierre Garcon's gone. So they do have 1 wide receiver slot opening up. You can see where these other guys are going. All right.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars take Josh Oliver, tight end, San Jose State.
San Jose.
San
Diego.
Yeah, San Jose State. I don't think we're going to see much from him this year.
He's a big man, though.
He's a big guy. Could he become something? Yes. I think right now, though, that's not where their offense is going to go. It'll be a development.
A wide catch radius and good body control. Okay.
And the Rams drafted C.J. Anderson.
Yeah.
No, they did. 5'8", 208 pounds.
Daryl
He's a little light for CJ, but
So
CJ about 230.
So hang on, I got something to add to this real quick.
What?
So if you guys don't listen to the Ringer NFL podcast, just for like
with Bill Simmons.
No, not the Ringer NFL podcast. It's Robert Mays and Kevin Clark. These guys love offensive and defensive line play, and they dissect it like surgeons. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. So they were talking about Memphis's offensive line and how it was historically good last year. So is this guy good, or was he just playing behind an amazing offensive line?
Well, you say amazing offensive line. Who had the best offensive line to run behind last year? That would be the Los Angeles Rams. So if you're going to go from the best in college, you might as well go with the best in pros.
That's true. And if Gurley's going to be out, this guy had 1,900
I do not
yards
like
last
that
year.
arthritic knee, as you know from if you listen to our rankings podcast.
He averaged 8.9 yards per carry. He averaged almost a first down every time he carried it.
Yeah, monster. He had monster lanes to roll through, though, like huge. Because I looked
Memphis
up some
doesn't
clips
play
of him.
A lot of great people. We saw that with Anthony Miller last year, the wide receiver, who actually played well at times with the Bears, but wasn't consistent. So
Neither does Derrick Rose.
he won an MVP.
He did.
So you shut your mouth.
Why do you care?
I don't care.
Because Cal.
He's a reliable receiver, so that's cool.
He stayed pretty healthy all year.
Is he the handcuff now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Third
probably.
round.
Especially with Anderson being gone. So who else is on that depth chart for running backs?
Malcolm Brown, and they seem reluctant to give him the keys.
Well, he got hurt last year as well.
Yeah, but when he was healthy, they were like, they just seem kind of reluctant.
Well, you're paying Todd Gurley a lot of money, so
They want Todd Gurley to be the guy. Todd Gurley.
they do,
Is-
and he's
is
amazing when
amazing.
he's healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Well, so you said that the Rams drafted C.J. Anderson. The Bears went out and got Jordan Howard.
so stupid. Like
5'10",
come on. You
222.
just traded him. Then you go out and get someone, a plotter exactly like, what the hell are you
Big
doing?
shifty runner who could sift through traffic.
He's
Running
not
through the
shifty
track.
for shit.
Just a quick interruption. Will Greer just went to the Panthers at 100. If anybody cares.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're
Just
getting
saying.
there.
I care, Eric.
So, David Montgomery. Do you want...
What?
Yeah, David.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
5'10", 2
David
and a
I
Montgomery.
thought we were still saying Jordan Howard, but yeah, okay.
I mean, he is.
Same. All right.
Do you think he'll wear Jordan Howard's number?
I sure hope so, Bob.
That's what I was talking about right there. You hear that?
So do you even take Tariq Cohen now? Or are you worried that this is running back by committee and neither of them do
Well,
anything?
it's definitely running back.
It's
Right?
gonna be the
They
same
don't
thing.
want Tariq Cohen to be
Just-
the guy.
just like
But
Jordan
Tariq
Howard and Tariq
Cohen,
Cohen.
they draw plays up for him every game to do stuff.
If anything,
To
now
catch the ball.
Now I don't
Well,
want
or
Mike
run-
Davis.
But he's
RPOs.
not a good runner, per
can run-
se.
He can run the option with Trubisky.
Mitchell.
Yes, don't
Not
call him
Mitch.
Mitch. Don't call him Mitch.
Mitchell
He doesn't like
Trubisky. He worries me.
So David
as a quarterback,
Montgomery.
but-
I don't care.
You don't care?
But only because of where he landed. I think he was a good prospect, and he landed in Chicago, where Tariq Cohen is going to eat into a lot of his production.
Okay. And now we got the Bills going out and getting a running back as well. Is LaShawn McCoy done there?
Yeah.
Like, he's done, right? Because
Him
they
and
signed
Gore
Frank Gore.
both. They're old and they're hurt. Well, Gore is actually a tank. He somehow he stays healthy every season.
Yeah,
But
and something we haven't
LaShawn
talked
McCoy
about-
can't stay on the field.
Something we haven't talked about in 2 episodes is TJ Yeldon signed with the Bills. We haven't brought that up.
He sure did.
So TJ Yeldon's there as well.
But
And
you
now
know
we got
TJ
Devin
Yeldon.
Singletary from Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Who's Florida Atlantic's
He's
coach?
only
Do they still
5'8".
have-
Wow.
Lane Kiffin,
It
dude.
is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, dude. 1,348 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. And he had 22 teats. He had an Emmitt Smith's worth of teats. I don't know if you guys know that.
He
Lane
only
got him
six
in the end
passes.
zone.
He only caught 6 passes, though.
Yeah, Lane got him in the end zone, though, son. Well, they got TJ Yeldon for that.
Yeah, I guess they
But
could.
that's not Buffalo's game though.
But-
They want to sling it deep and they want to run the ball.
But Frank
So-
Gordon's there, and we know anything about Frank Gore. He doesn't back up anybody.
How
He
old is he
doesn't.
now? 36?
I'm not even saying he doesn't say that. He just doesn't do it.
He just doesn't do it.
No, because he grinds out those 1,000-yard seasons. I don't
Unless
know how he
he's
does
hurt.
it. Right.
Will
Which is
Smith
pretty
became a
rare.
thing because he got hurt.
Yeah.
Clint
I
Bortz can't thing because he got hurt.
Gore's
I don't
usually
know.
pretty healthy.
I think they're not going to carry all 4 of these guys.
Well,
They
LaShawn
could.
McCoy still has the legal stuff going on.
Is that still ongoing?
I believe so.
So it depends on what his it's probably going to depend on what his contract looks like and if he's a post June 1 release. Because if they can save money that way, maybe they do it. Especially if he's got legal troubles and his health issues.
Yeah.
They may designate him as a post June 1 after the draft, or maybe actually just wait that long. I don't see why you would. But I would say if they're going to drop anybody, it would probably be LaShawn McCoy because it saves them money that they can put towards other needs, which they have a lot of.
And then after that, the Green Bay Packers go out and draft Jimmy Graham.
Bye, James. Bye.
Their whole draft
Jay
boggles my
Steinberger.
mind.
It boggles or bottles?
Do you
Like
think
your
Aaron
mind's trapped
Rodgers
in a
was
box?
drafting for them?
Do what?
Do you think Aaron Rodgers was
No, because I don't think they would have taken a safety with their second pick if Rodgers was
No,
drafting
he would.
for
If he
them.
needs a defense to stop, he said that a few times.
So hang on, let me look at who they took in the first round again.
But he had a great season this year. 48 catches,
Oh, yeah, Rashawn Gary
832 yards, 10 touchdowns in 13 games. He was a great weapon for Texas A&M. The only problem is they already got him, an older version of him, which means they're probably going to cut or trade Sir James Graham. Because why would you have 2 Jimmy Grahams?
Reunion in
But they
New
got Mercedes
Orleans.
Lewis. They just signed a 1-year deal as well.
Yeah, so I think this spells the end of Jimmy Graham, and it means that this gentleman, he still won't have.
Steinberger.
Yeah, Jay Sternberger. He'll have. I still don't think he's gonna have a great season. Aaron Rodgers.
I hope
just-
he does because that name we could just do so much with it.
Sternberger.
Oh, we could do so much.
I
with it.
recall Josh saying in a previous podcast that Aaron Rodgers does not use his tight ends.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. But he also
So-
didn't really use his wide receivers well last year either.
Do we even care that this guy got drafted to Green Bay?
He's a human being.
And he's a tight end.
From a fantasy perspective, do we care that he got
He is a
drafted by
tight
Green
end
Bay?
with a heartbeat with a good quarterback.
I care. You never know.
Are you going to draft him in a dynasty league or
Yes,
redraft?
I would draft him in a dynasty league. Yes. I'm not saying I would draft him first, second round, but
He
fourth,
said then
fifth.
this third.
You would take him. You would take a tight end in a dynasty league in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though Aaron Rodgers is probably towards the end of his career.
Yeah, that's why I would take him.
Okay.
Sternberger's talent will pull through when Aaron Rodgers is riding out into the sunset, flashing his championship belt all over the place.
Yeah, until he breaks his collarbone again.
We also have. You guys forget
Which he
too,
will.
He's going to be running for his life yet again because they did.
Maybe
not
it
upgrade
wasn't
the
Aaron
offensive line.
Rodgers. Maybe it was the coaching and the way they designed plays to use tight end. So we have new coaching coming in and new mindsets. Maybe that will change.
Okay, but you usually have that down first year transition period, right? With most offenses when they switch. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously McCarthy wasn't he wasn't innovating on that side of the ball. So maybe it's better, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to just all of a sudden start using his tight ends
All right.
a ton.
So the Redskins go out They got their Ohio State Dwayne Haskins, right? So what you do when you get a quarterback, you go get a wide receiver that he's comfortable throwing the ball to.
Smart move.
So they go out and get Terry
McLaurin.
McLaurin. There you go. Who's extremely fast. That's what it says.
He is fast.
And he's best at vertical routes. So you get a guy he knows, at least somebody there that he's comfortable with. So let's say they don't start Dwayne Haskins in the beginning and he's working practice team reps. He has a guy he knows working with him to get better, to improve, right? You got to develop this guy. They screwed up with RG3. They got to get it right this time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
But again, you should probably be building the offensive line and not.
you got to have weapons to throw the ball. It doesn't matter.
I understand you need weapons
Look at
to throw
Dak
the ball,
Prescott.
but this guy can't run.
Look at Dak
Haskins can't
Prescott.
run. So I don't want to talk about Dak Prescott, okay? Because he's
But
not
no,
good.
look at Dak Prescott.
He's your quarterback,
He had a
sir.
great offensive line.
He's not
no
my
weapons.
quarterback.
He had-
I didn't draft him.
He had no offensive lines. He had a good offensive line, no wide receivers. They get Amari Cooper, his numbers went up. Amari Cooper's numbers went up.
Weird.
It's just factual.
He had like 3 good games.
He did, but the numbers of the whole offense went up. Once
The
Amari
reason
got
they
there.
won games was Zeke and the defense.
Hey.
I don't want to hear it
But
about
Amari
how
got there.
good Dak got
when Amari got
showed
there,
up.
they started winning more games.
He opened up the offense.
and that's
That's
what
a
you
fact.
A little.
When
yes.
you have a
That was
fast
a wasted pick.
when you have a
Or
fast-
wasted trade. Anyway.
anyway, he's going to open up the offense. The same thing that this young man should do for his team, the Washington Redskins.
And somebody's comfortable with it. Somebody
I
who's
think
throwing
for-
the deep
I
ball.
think for
The
this
timing
team-
should be down between the two of them too.
Should.
I think for this team, yeah, it makes sense because you can pair him with Jordan Reed. They have the other receiver, Crowder. No, not Crowder. Crowder's not with them anymore.
Crowder.
Oh yeah,
It's,
Crowder went away.
Clam chowder.
Who's their slot guy?
It was Crowder, but
It was Crowder. It's no, because
they went science people.
Shanahan's been talking him up. I can't remember his name now. It
No,
escapes me.
Shanahan's been talking him up, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, he probably won't be good.
All right, Texans. They got them a new tight
Josh
end.
Bellamy.
We'll see what happens.
No, Kahale Waring out of San Diego State. Did I skip someone?
No.
Okay. So they got them a guy who's, I wish he was a little bit stronger, but he has more of a.
Don't you dare talk bad about San Diego State people.
Yes. Sir.
Okay.
Did they take any offensive linemen in this draft?
Who?
The Texans.
No. They said he got sacked 62 times. Let's see if we can break
Their
the record.
quarterback literally couldn't fly on a plane last year because his lung was so beat up.
Yep, but he got
Why
to
are
the
you
game.
drafting a tight end here? That's my thoughts on this. I do not care about this pick at all because they need to keep him upright.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
To the next guy because I think the next guy is very intriguing.
Ooh.
All right.
A New England running back.
Why New England?
So he's from Alabama, and that automatically turns me off. Not because he's from Alabama, because Mark Ingram's been the only good running back from Alabama in the
Trent
last
Anderson had a good year,
a good year.
but that's all you. Bill Belichick might only have him for a good game.
That's true.
Jonas Gray.
But you took Sony Michel last year.
the
Why are
first
you
round.
drafting a running back here?
It's third round. He's depth because he's never going to pay one.
He's
James
depth-
White isn't the future of the running game. Sony Michel was beat up last year, has a degenerative knee, so you don't know how long he's gonna last.
He's got the Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
Sad.
he has no
I didn't know he
cartilage
had a
in his knee.
degenerative.
He has no cartilage in
knee
his knee.
thing.
Yeah,
That's sad.
He was the lead running back for the Tide, but he still only got 876 yards, 9 touchdowns.
On how
He
many
had
carries?
5.8 yards per carry. He had 150 carries.
That's not terrible.
They split the work, which is odd because most of the time in an Alabama running back, you have one guy who will get about 80% of the work, and then they'll split the rest between one or two other people. So they didn't have a dominant running back, and the fact that neither one of these gentlemen were dominant, even though they were probably 5-star recruits when they came out of high school, to me it doesn't say he's actually from Kentucky. Kentucky Gatorade Player of the Year in 2014. Your boy.
Why didn't he
Damian
play
Harris.
for your guys? Why didn't he play for?
because he wouldn't win a national
The
championship.
Wildcats.
Let's be honest.
Well, he wanted to make it to the NFL too.
He should have played with his hometown team.
Kentucky had a higher draft pick than Alabama.
Josh Allen, baby.
Well, Benny Snell hasn't been drafted yet, so
That's your guy.
all right. So anyway,
So hang on. What does Belichick see in this guy then that he would draft him in the third
He's
round?
never going to tell us.
Keep your secrets.
you might not. Damian Harris might not play until the last game of the last year of his contract, and he'll blow up for 400 yards and 8 touchdowns, and we'll be like, "Oh shit!"
And they'll
then,
trade him for a second round pick.
boom.
Yeah.
So
Night,
they just
night.
actually moved
That
up
is the
draft by
Belichick
drafting.
way. You're not wrong.
All right. So the Baltimore went out and got another wide receiver.
I wish
Yay!
I wish it didn't happen.
Miles Boykin
Bye.
out of Notre Dame, who's a very good wide receiver, but we will never want to draft him and never want to touch him, right? Because is he Crabtree 2.0? Is he younger? Is he the young Crabtree?
He sounds like he grades out better than Crabtree, at least based on his combine stuff.
I'm just saying young Crabtree. Young Crabtree was really good.
He was.
And was really fast. Older Crabtree became more of a possession guy.
6'4", 220. I mean, he can go. I mean, if he's got any kind of vertical, which this says he does, he's gonna go up and get it. Yeah. So he could be a great red zone target for our boy Lamar.
But we need to see more out of Lamar. We didn't see it last year, and with
anything that Baltimore does on the offensive side of the ball in terms of free agency or the draft, it all hinges on Lamar Jackson learning how to throw the ball in an NFL offense. So
doesn't need to. He can run it.
All right. Do you
guys
care that Buffalo took a tight end?
No, especially because Dawson Knox kind of looks like a pedo.
Like a what?
I'm not saying he is.
A chomo.
A pedophile. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he appears to be one.
That's
all right. Here's something we do care about.
I mean,
is that Carolina has a quarterback of the future?
So.
Do what?
Carolina has their quarterback of the future.
Will Grier?
Yes.
No, he's not.
Out of West Virginia.
No, he's not.
Mountain Mama.
He wasn't even West Virginia's quarterback of the future.
Well, he made it to the NFL.
Country road. Is that how it goes? Something like that. Take me home, West Virginia.
I don't know.
Do you think it's weird? Do you think it's weird they took a quarterback in the third round, though? Do you think this means anything for Cam not being ready for the
What year are we in with Cam?
Well, Cam's fine. He's on a big deal.
They always take young quarterbacks
in the third round. I mean, I could see it in the fourth or fifth, but the third round's that's kind of a high pick.
I think they're really starting to notice that the future might not be as long with Cam as they might have liked because they haven't taken care of him.
He gets beaten up. Yeah. When he was younger, he ran a lot and he took some big hits. And now his offensive line has never been that good, as Josh was alluding to, because they didn't take care of him. They got him weapons, but they never built up the people in front of him.
He was also the red zone back for the team.
Right. So a lot of QB sneaks. Not as good as Brady, though.
Well, because he would take a hit on his QB sneaks.
Brady just scores. All he does is wins, no matter what.
All right. Last pick of the third round.
I actually like
Mr. Irrelevant? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I actually like this
Alexander Mattson out of Boise State.
See, this hurts my heart because I have faith in Dalvin Cook. But this hurts my heart.
Dalvin Cook. Bye.
Josh is relishing.
I think bye Latavius Murray.
Bye, Dalvin. Bye.
Latavius Murray, who they didn't re-sign, I don't think, right?
Yeah, no.
So they're going to still keep Dalvin Cook. He's on a rookie deal, but he's always hurt. And then whenever this young man, Mr. Madison, proves that he is...
You're talking about below average top speed?
Just as talented.
He's highly competitive, though. He runs with a good pad level.
Good pass protector.
He finished in the top 10 nationally in rushes, yards, and touchdowns. 17.
So did Ron Dane.
I like Ron Dane.
Yeah, but
why? Because you like Ohio State?
No, I just thought Ron Dane was a good dude.
He was a good dude, but college numbers don't always translate.
He wasn't a good dude.
Why?
Didn't he go to jail?
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
A lot of people go to jail.
Yeah.
My cousin went to prison.
Would you describe him as a good person?
Yeah, he had some bad things happen to him. People can repent.
So you're saying he didn't end up in prison because of anything that he did?
No, he definitely did that.
So he had some bad.
He made some poor decisions.
Okay, so let's get back on. Let's get back on football talk. It's a serious talk. Do you guys like the name Rock Ya-Sin better or Greedy Samuels?
Greedy.
These are
what was the first one again? Rock
Ya-Sin.
Rock Ya-Sin.
Ooh, I like that.
But it's Greedy Williams.
Sounds exotic.
But Greedy isn't his actual name. Is Rock his actual name?
I don't know, but that's what ESPN is marking their names as.
If Rock is his actual name, then I have to go with my boy Dwayne. I have to.
Or Debo.
Do you smell?
There are some good names.
Is cooking.
I'm not going to lie. I watched the draft more for some of the crazy names that come out of there. When I saw Greedy Williams and he goes, and now he's a corner for the Browns. And if every pick he gets, man, he better take it to the house because he's greedy.
They said that he got the nickname from his grandmother when he was a child drinking bottles because he would just suck them down. He's like, dang, boy, you're greedy. And that's how he got the name. Greedy Williams.
I mean, it's a good nickname for a corner if he gets a lot of interceptions, right? Yeah. Or a lot of passes defensed.
Or if he gets burned a lot.
Yeah, that's not going to be good.
Greedy.
That's not going to be good.
A little bit. He's gonna get burned a little bit.
It's like the pitcher in baseball. His name's Homer Bailey. Like, Homer's not probably the greatest name for a pitcher.
No. Mm-mm. Nolan is the good one. Real good one. Randy, another good one.
Eric.
All right, everybody. Anything you guys want to add about the first 3 rounds of the draft? We will do a second half of the draft podcast as well. But this is the end of the first half of the draft where I think most money's made. But there will be a couple picks that will come in the late halves of the rounds that will be fantasy relevant this year.
I wish more stuff like the Daniel Jones pick happened just because I hate to see a chalk draft. It makes me sad. I wish there had been more moves. Especially, I wish Arizona had traded out of that pick, but because that would have just created so much chaos.
I don't like the fact that Nick Bosa is a punk.
I don't like the fact the way Nick Bosa talks. Does he?
But
he's
he's one of your guys from the Ohio. Oh no, wait. The Ohio State University.
Yeah, but he backtracked on some stuff that he said. He said some racist stuff back in the day on Twitter.
Who hasn't?
Oh,
yeah, but see, he's like, oh, I better delete this in case I get drafted to San Francisco. Well, you did, and then he came and was like, oh, I made some mistakes when I was younger, dude. If you're racist, which I don't condone, by the way, but at least man up and admit it.
Yeah,
I'm only laughing because of Josh's facial expressions.
Do you guys think? Do you think he holds out? Every Bosa that's ever been drafted in the first round has held out. His brother did it, his dad did it, and his uncle did it. They all held out. They all got hurt their first year.
They are the Mannings of defense.
Okay,
so
well, you'll say that. The Longs, I think, are better.
They are the Mannings of defense.
Who?
There's only 2 families where
ESPN said
the father and 2 sons have been drafted.
Howie Long. If Howie Long hadn't screwed up, they would have been.
Yeah,
the Longs would have been.
Who's going to have more in the Hall of Fame?
Howie.
The Longs will.
Probably, yeah.
Who's going to have what?
The Longs will all be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Howie already is.
Yes, and his sons probably both will.
Chris and Jake?
Yes.
Yeah,
Most
probably.
likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
Nope. All right. Thanks for tuning into the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. We hope you have a great week. I am Josh, here with Eric and Brad. You can hit us up on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. You can hit Eric up at Gunzafeld19, Brad at TacJones, and me at FFJoshHughes. You can hit us up on Instagram at EmptyWagonPod. We'd like to thank our special sponsor for today, which was Chick-fil-A. We love you.
I thought it was going to be Wrangler.
Wrangler on my booty.